sorry about the technical kind of difficulties during the last stream, but if y'all don't mind, I'm gonna switch over to the toys. And we're gonna start here on the table for tonight, because just look at like this awesome display of these figures in this kind of like in this packaging. It looks so wonderful. But yeah, I hope y'all have had a pretty good week. Been getting through. I've just been busy with just working, just working stuff. But you know, it's just been a time. But yeah, well, we're here still. We are here despite all the odds. We're still here. We are here messing with cool figures and just having fun. But yeah, but I do want to show off our weekly pickup here. We got the Marvel Legends, Marvel Studios, the first 10 years. Ronan from the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. So this was at Ollie's for I think about like 15 bucks or something. So pretty good, because it was the last one, because they had these for a while and I was just waiting for the right time to get them. But they never went down, and it was the last one. So all right, been a while, so let's get it. And it looks pretty good. So I don't know if I'll do a stream of him or do like a short or something. I don't know. But he's all right. It's pretty cool. My camera keeps changing because of the lighting. Probably better like that, I guess. Maybe. It's so weird. But yeah, pretty neat figure. Oh, I think we do need to move my camera down just a bit. This is a pretty hefty set, and we might even do different kind of setup here with this green glow. And then we're gonna do our lights on the side. Oh, that kind of do not want to stay up for now. That's pretty good, but I think we still gotta scoop this just a little bit more to be centered. And look at that. Oh my. Look at this setup, bro. Got the green light at the top. It's all lit up. Look at all this. It's wonderful art. The Spider-Mans and the X-Men's. A lot of stuff going on. Can this come back? Thank you. Superman. Okay. But a lot of stuff. But yeah. So there's our little look here at the packaging of this. As it says, the Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1988 remastered 6-pack with Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, Raphael, Splinter, and Shredder from Playmates, with the choking hazard, the warning, but there's the Playmates logo there. That's their toy company. And then you have all the figures displayed in here that kind of like in like the sewer layer where they're fighting Shredder in the packaging. So that's pretty cool. Pretty nice. So yeah. And then at the top, we have tires and little kind of like street up here that has all like the manhole covers and a lot of ooze just all around. Has like the bricks the can, and then then this like metal piece, and then with like a trap door of some kind. And then on the bottom is your Turtles logo, little QR code, review and unlock content. Copyright Playmates. There's your barcode. There's all the copyright stuff. Nickelodeon 2025. This is a brand new set. But then on the side, I don't think we can even really show it. It's so big, we can't. Just more kind of brick design. Same thing on the other side. We have to even like move it all the way around just to get to the back. Just because it's very big. It's a 6-pack. And this is the Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles logo there. Action figures inspired by the ones that started your collection. Celebrate Turtles history with action figures based on the first wave of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles toys from 1988, remastered with new articulation and intricate detail. These characters combine retro styling with modern updates. That's a lot. But they look cool. I like the art. Yeah, I do like how they are kind of like in like those distinct kind of like colors. And then with Shredder and his whole garb here with the, has like the, kind of like the, the shirtless thing going on. But still has like the cape and like the pants and the helmet. It's like, what? Why no shirt? He always has a shirt, at least. Maybe take off the cape sometimes, but, a shirt? If he doesn't have a shirt, I don't think he should have a helmet, because that would just, I don't know. It feels weird. Especially with the cape. The cape is like, I was like, oh, that's a little too much, but that was the Playmates. That's how they did it. I don't know why, but that's how it was. But then they, like, corrected it, like, later in the, in, like, the cartoon wave of the Playmates, of, like, the original ones. But, And then there's all the variants of these guys, but they all have, like, the colored weapons, not with the, not with, like, their, like the orange ones, that they had. So these are more unique. I assume that's what we get here in the thing, but it has like the whole sewer detail back here with more ooze coming down all around and all this trash. It kind of looks like a video game scene, but it's pretty cool. But yeah, we're gonna get this going. All right. Is this working? Here we go. I am live. Here. I'll do. All right, we're back. Just had to take a quick break there. I was also sharing the new stream, because since we just started this second one for the night. Because that first one looked kind of ugly. It was kind of like, bro, what's going on? And I'm like, toys. What? Okay. We're just going to get this open. I love this whole setup, though. I do gotta admit. And these guys actually look pretty sweet, so. Yeah, I think we're going to open from Shredder's side, I presume. That makes sense. Because it's kind of like Legends in some way. But these are more kind of like, I guess, kind of like upgrades, you would call it. Kind of like modern-ish. Kind of like, still kind of like basic articulation, but, you know, more than what the originals had. Well, the remastered, as they call them. So more articulation, but still has like that very, kind of like that toy aesthetic that they had going on. Does that even have a... Where does this... Oh, there's tape here. That's very curious. Oh, we do have our trusty, excuse me, X-Acto blade. Of course. Probably should be doing this like this. Going downwards, so I'm not cutting towards myself. There we go. Easy does. For now. They can go there. Where the... That's over there. Okay. All right, get this guy open. We have to get out this whole thing, I guess. Is their whole plan is to make sure that nothing gets stuck and therefore can't get out. What is it? Keeping that. Okay. As you can see, this is very curious. Okay. Here's our insert. Here's our empty box. Pretty good art, though. Probably going to keep parts of it. Especially the art on the back. Probably at the top. Maybe like the logo. Yeah, I'll probably keep most of it. I just like the art. Don't need extras, though. Alright. Ronin. Yeah, I can get the poster. Yeah, that'll be it. Alright. Oh. Silent Rob. Turtle Power. Hey, bro. How's it going? Yeah. Turtle Power, yeah. I mean, here's our, this is the Playmates, 1988. It's going, ha ha ha, yeah. Sorry. Bro. But here's our dudes. How are you? I'm alright. Doing good. I'm just... Yeah, I've just been tired, bro. But I'm just excited to finally, like, get to these. Because these have been, like, just sitting for a while. And I'm like, this is a big pack. I just want to get my hands on it and just open it and just be rid of the trash. Because it's a lot. It's 6 whole figures, but, you know. But a nice little setup that they got going on here with the little periscope kind of thing, I guess. That's pretty neat. And then you have like the ladder there, and Raphael's on that, Donatello's on the thing. Leonardo's just standing there. And then, yeah, Mikey is swinging and gonna hit Shredder with his nunchuck. The other one's on the floor. And then Shredder's on the, I guess, what is that? Danger, keep toes behind panel. And Silent Rob says, hey dude, I think this pack looks really cool. Glad you think so. I think it looks pretty cool too. I do really like how the turtles look. Especially, I think that they are kind of like super, like kind of like, yeah, this is kind of like, yeah, what I thought that they would be like at first. And now that they're like this, I'm like, oh, yeah, this is what I wanted. This is exactly what I wanted from this line. And we also get a Splinter and a Shredder. What? That's insane. So yeah, we're gonna just get this open, get everything out of here. We do have a background piece. Oh, this is like a hole. What the? Look at that. What the heck? They have a literal, like, they have a literal, like, a layer. They want you to keep this. What the heck? This is like picture quality. Playmates, what are you doing? How? I just want to just keep this up here. Because this looks so good. Bro. Okay. I think we'll make for an awesome diorama background. Oh yeah. This is like perfect. Okay. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I do want to try to like get this open on screen, but this is, as I've said, very kind of hard to do. I can do the good old thing, do this, but with that, it makes it very difficult. Because I want to get this on screen, but it's just not going to be on there. Unless it's like that, but even still, you're not going to see Donatello at all, unless he's like right here, but then everything is going off the, yeah, it's all going off, so Donatello cannot be on screen, unless I just move the camera to where you actually see him. Why is this not? Why is that not locked down? Oh, okay. As you can see, this is a very difficult process. Only a bit. I just gotta lock in, bro. I'm gonna go in for Donatello, even if we're off screen. Probably for the benefit, technically. So I do not screw this up. Ugh. Okay. So you can just take that off. And probably want to take, probably encourage you to take all this off. Because you kind of have to in order to get this out. Ugh. Here, I'm going to take this off camera because I got to get this in front of my face. Look at the pretty. Look at the thing. Why is it facing that way? I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Yeah, that feels more appropriate. There we go. Okay. Open up. Get this Donatello out of here first. I don't know how you're supposed to get these. You guys do have a lot of twist ties. I don't know how loud that was. It felt very loud. This is probably going to be like this all stream. I apologize, guys. This is not going to be very Sigma. We're getting them. Still got this one leg that I thought I just already had fixed. Okay. There we got Donatello. Oh, he doesn't look half bad. All right. There's our Ani. He wants to maybe try to stand on these very crooked feet. There we have his bow staff locking in there. That's very nice for this camera. Did YouTube upgrade their game, or is my camera better? That's very nice if it is. All right, next up, one will have to remove this. Gotta take off the ladder. Then you take off this ladder piece here. Got those there. These can go there. This and that and that. And those can stay there. And now for Splinter, get him out. His packaging. There we go. did get him. Oh. Okay. He does have a... Alright. So we do got... our Splinter out. Who does have the pupils. Kind of weird he has the pupils, but... you know. It's still Splinter. He actually looks pretty good. I don't mind the sculpt. Then, where's my... oh, right there. And then for Splinter... comes with a few things. That was probably very loud. Excuse me. Maybe I should not be like right up on this. There we go. Okay. Then we just have tape to remove here. Oh, it is. It's two separate pieces. Why do they tie it down? Okay. We'll put that there. We got this. Here. How many twist ties did they put on this thing? Feels like they put like 3 twist ties on Splinter's, like his... oh no, he's got like 2 of them. No, he's got like 4 loops going on. Okay. So then now for Splinter's accessories, we do have his staff, or his walking stick, that is... oh, does it do it? Oh, I think it does. You gotta be careful, but it is a sword. His little walking stick is a sword, because he's a ninja rat man. So it sheathes. Oh, if I can do this. Right in there. Well, then you have the bow and arrow set going on there, kind of like a wood kind of texture, kind of like the thing there where you can put the arrow in the bow and just sit in there compared to the original. Which I don't display with him, because that's kind of what I don't think of him as. Probably should have gotten out my accessories just to compare, but we'll just see them with the regular Splinter anyways. But yeah. Cool little bow and arrow set there. And then have a ninja star. This probably can just be used for any of them, but they put it right on your Splinter, so I'll count it for him. Water break. All right. Really gonna make the turtle like the hardest ones to get out. Got the giant shell. All the things falling out. And with the side, I think they have it taped over. Excuse me. Okay. Oh, it's in a bag? What the heck? What? But it, oh. What the, oh. Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense. I gotta stop doing that. Okay. But there is Raphael with his wrapped up sigh. Huh? What the hell, dude? It kind of looks like wind. It's like, that's pretty cool. I guess, kind of like a wind effect. But I don't know. But yeah, it's just a bag to protect the hand from the paint thing on there. So we will just take that off. Well, do we want to? Here, we'll get everyone open and then we'll kind of redefine, because I don't want any paint to get on Raph in like no time at all. We're kind of doing these guys just right out of the packaging, so we'll kind of keep going and then we'll go from here. Of course, Raph knocks everyone down. Raphael, police, calm yourself. Splinter, oh, Donnie actually needs to get kind of worked on. Hands will keep, but the feet we gotta fix. But the main pose, it stays. What the heck? These feel like so weird. I don't know, like, Donatello's legs feel weird. At least on mine, they feel like, look at that, like that is not very consistent. Do I got two of the same legs? don't think so. They look different, do they? Yeah, because one has, yeah, they're very different. What the? Backwards? Is the is the left and that's the right? Or is that just how it is? If so, that's ugly. That looks awful. And I don't like that. Especially for Donatello, who is the only one of these that I already have, which we will see later. He looks blue on the camera, but he's definitely purple. I think it's just the green. I got the green like going on up top. I don't know if that's affecting it at all on the camera specifically. Oh yeah, and then we have there we go. Where did that? Okay. So here is Raphael's other side. Of course, Raphael is always losing a side. He always just has the one half the time. At least in the movie, he's always looking for his side. He's like, I'll get it back, I'll get it back. And they're like, if it's gone, it's gone. Don't worry. Outside world doesn't really know us, so we gotta kind of like be like, okay, if it's gone, it's gone. No attachments. It's just, you just need the one, really. You're very violent already, Raphael. Get this. Get all that. Got that. Got that. That in frame. Yeah. See, this is what I'm looking for, bro. This is so good. All right. Where are we at? 65, and we're at 39 minutes. Okay, we're doing well. Doing all right. Now we're gonna get out Leonardo. Best way we can. As long as we're being cautious. As Leo would probably want us to be. It's like my one avenue I can really go. Is there another way? Out of the pit. Is that a hit? That's a hit. Okay. Alright, then we have more tape. Well, another bag. Covering up Leo's hands from his swords, from getting their blue paint on it. Pretty cool. Alright. So yeah, so Leonardo looks pretty good, and he has his two katanas. Sorry, I was trying to organize, but yeah. There's our Leo, looking pretty neat. Actually, not looking too bad. Alright. Alright, now, moving on to Michelangelo. Get him out of here. He's all going wild to his. He might be a little bit easier, maybe, to get out. I don't really know. Okay. Now we gotta see if we can get... Okay. Okay, Michelangelo. Come on, we gotcha. It's been a process, but we gotcha. Alright. Give us the chucks. And give us these ones as well. Why wouldn't you? Alright. So, here is our Michelangelo, also with his little cover there. Oh, it might work better on the other one, or it might be like around the chains. Doesn't really work for Leo. It works for Raph, but that's because he can like butt heads with it, like he can like have a bash. Well, Michelangelo can, but he's got the chain. I think it's just plastic. It feels plastic. He does have a second set of cords that can go into the other hands, but they just have it loose. He's throwing around his chucks. I feel like their eyes are definitely kind of like off-center. Mikey's definitely looks a bit off-kilter. Donatello, too. Rav is fine. Leo's good. The Splinter's good. I know there's like a thing where you can like heat up the heads, I think, and they can actually be able to like be able to kind of like get put on and off of the thing. Yeah. The next part of the box, we got the danger, keep toes behind bar panel thing. I think that is like an elevator or like a conveyor belt of some kind that goes down to the sewer. Oh, is this like the this is like the turtle layer set. Oh, okay. I get it, because they just released that again. So now they gave you essentially just a basic cardboard version of that. A very basic, but very nice looking. That's crazy. Insane art, but they look cool, but they look great. Even like just having just the 5 here, even with all their stuff on them, all their packaging, they look great. But then, of course, can't forget the one and only hold on. Okay. Get out of here. Why is this? Why do so? Why make it harder to take out the sword? Okay. I'm gonna put the sword back in his hand. As he had it. This is very weird. Well, he looks alright on camera, honestly. Looks pretty neat. Where did this stuff come from? Okay. Here's our Shredder. Looking alright. I like the sculpt. I think the sculpt's alright. Think what they did, what they did with the sword was okay. It's just kind of basic. That thing on there, but it is kind of warped. Might be because of the way I opened it, but I don't know. Sometimes that's the reason, but sometimes they're just messed up. We have the cape. Actually very nice. Does have a little... I think there's just paint on top of it. Because when I'm getting at it, it's going away. Is it gone? I think it's gone. Okay. That's pretty good. Okay. So yeah. Nice little sculpture. And it is very flexible. It is very kind of like flimsy a bit too. But I think that kind of works in its favor. Might help it a bit. Because I know with the history of the actual Playmates, these feet are probably not great at all with standing. Because his feet are really small, but his head is big and his torso is very wide. And one would just be kind of just standing there. There we go. he actually doesn't look too bad there. He looks pretty good with them. I like how they all size up together. Maybe I should do, okay, hold up. Let me get the rest of these accessories out. Accessories. Okay. Okay. Where's the, okay. Is that my piece? Yes, that's my piece. I'm just saying, okay, so plastic, whole thing, is there on the ground. I have all of these all over me. We're just gonna go in that thing, as well all the rest. All the others. Put accessories here, put more over there. Move tools. Where's the, oh, it's right there. Zacto blade is done. Putting him away. Well, them. We're gonna put, where's our piece for that? There's turtle. There's that. I don't know where that piece is. Well, we'll look for it later. All right. But anyways, let's get these guys kind of fully posed up, articulated, and give them a little bit of their extra time that they deserve. Move everything as far as we can on the left here. And on the right, we're going to keep them there. Oh yeah, let's do Shredder's accessories. He has this kind of smaller blade. I guess it's supposed to be like a knife. Makes sense, I guess. But this size kind of smaller than that, so that makes more sense. And they even have this little dagger kind of bar thing. I forget what this is called, but it's silver. So, kind of cool. And then you have like this knuckle one, where you're like, yeah, where you're grabbing on it. There's one big poke there. And then have your classic ninja star. I think it is different. Yes, it is different from the Splinter one. Splinter's is much bigger. Shredder's is much smaller. This one has a shinier, kind of like a more brighter kind of sheen to it. And this one is a little bit more duller. Pretty good. Nice amount of items. I think this was, what? That like 60 bucks, like 65, something like that. Just a price. Maybe it wasn't like 60, it was probably like 70 or something. I don't think so. No, I don't think it was that much. I can't remember what it was. It wasn't, it was nowhere near like 100. It was like 60? I think it was 60. I think that's what it is. Because it's $10 a figure, because it's a 6-pack. Maybe like a little bit more, because you know, what we're dealing with. Because these are from, I think they're from Hong Kong, technically. Oh, information. Made in China. Hong Kong, package design. Rights reserved. All that jazz. Okay. So, Hong Kong and China. Full on China. So, you know, it applies. The thing applies. The awful money mans. The billionaires. The money. Okay. All right. So I think first we're gonna go with Leonardo. So we're gonna go through all the turtles, then we'll do Splinter, and then do Shredder. Very last. It makes sense for what I think of when I think of the Playmates turtle toys. It's just my go-to kind of order. Raph, here's your thing. Donnie, it's not your turn yet. I know you're struggling. Probably I think most of these are like the same articulation. So maybe we do just want to do one for now because this is kind of like all going to be the same on these. And then we'll just kind of pose them up. We'll get all these guys going. So maybe we will do we want to do Donatello first or do we want to do Leo? See now I got my dilemma because I got my favorite. But then I got the first, which is Leonardo. I'm screwing up my camera by pointing. But yeah, I don't know, but these look so freaking good. I do gotta say, these look great. I love just the look of these already, just in hand. They come alive. They feel so good. Okay, I think we're just gonna do Leonardo. We're gonna get him cleaned up here. Get him to be our main man. Take off the bags. That back in his hand. I don't think he'll really have to take them off ever again. I'm holding it. All right. But there he is. There's our dude. Looking pretty cool with his swords out. They're kind of like short, but it's pretty nice. But I do like the blue that matches there. And then, of course, with the whole actual design, we haven't even talked about the actual like designs of these, but the head kind of updated, but it is a more exaggerated version of the original turtle one for Leonardo. But he's got the double bands with the L on the belt there, but with the yellow shell, and then the kind of like that dark green kind of color for the shell with the double kind of X kind of sword hilts there that do work like that, just to do it, because if we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it at least once. I'm worried about this. Okay, that's fine. So there it goes. It's a tight fit in there. it's better putting it in here first than doing this. And always just going to be like whatever at the bottom is going to get kind of squished because it's going to kind of lock it in. So I think we are just going to keep these down, but we'll go over his articulation since he's our first one anyways. But he is missing a little bit of paint there, or just white paint up top there. Feels like it's missing, but alright. Yeah, that's more missing. Okay. But yeah, but there's our Leonardo. That doesn't make sense. Okay, we'll worry about it. But yeah, but here's our Leonardo. Nice head on here. Head? Yeah, it has just a ball at the top there, so it can look up, have that far, look down, about that far, side to side. Rotation. There. Then shoulder up there. Rotate, and then do have a single jointed elbow with a swivel there. Can go up about that far, and then the hand can just rotate. I don't think it can do anything else. Pretty good, nice range of motion. Gives them a lot of room to work, and I do like how they do the proportions here too. I think that they work very well, kind of still remind you of that old classic style, but these definitely work so well. These are so cool. Yeah, but then at the legs, they are a little bit weird here. They do seem a little weird. They're kind of hinged inside of the leg. So the knees kind of look a bit weird, especially on Donatello. His are like all out of whack. I don't know what's going on. Like something's wrong with him, but we're gonna try to fix it. But Leo looks pretty good. It doesn't look too bad naturally. But then with him, so okay, if you do it like that, hinge forward, you go forward about that far. Hinge back about that far. But then if you rotate, hinge out about that far, and you can still rotate either the bicep there, well, the leg there, excuse me. And you can get the leg out. You can do like a super kick. Okay. Yeah, that's not too bad. He's like, oh, phew. Okay, that's pretty cool. And then you kind of go to neutral, like right here then, but it's still kind of weird. Okay. But yeah, but not too bad. But then, as we saw here, at the knee, single jointed, and then have rotation there, and then at the actual foot, have rotation there. Have your two toes going on there, and no like sandals or anything. I think that they're just barefoot, which makes sense, I think, for them. I think that they've always been barefoot, usually. Except when they have like the wraps around their arms and their legs in later issues. And also Probably series and movies. Yes, mirror. Yeah, because they did like the more modern ones. Yeah. All right. So there we got. Get him in front of me. So I can make this the best it can be. Okay. There's our Leonardo. Oh, pretty good. Then we got Donatello next up, and we're not going to go over his articulation. Well, maybe a bit. Excuse me. All right, we're back. So here's our Donatello. Just kind of neutral stance right now. His legs are kind of weird. They've already gotten kind of marred a bit, which kind of sucks, but like, all right. That's what I got to deal with now, but he looks okay. He doesn't really stand the greatest, to be honest. He's pretty cool. We'll get his bow staff in hand. This. There he is. With the whole bow staff. They like make you want to do this. Like it's like, yeah, that's the only way you can hinge this. Hinge that. That's where it has to do this. In order to be technically standing. To try to get flat on the floor. Like this works okay, but it still doesn't really work. It's still kind of like always how it's been. They purposely like did it like this to, I think, to mimic the original toy. What the heck? But they don't do that with Leo. Leo looks fine. Did they do that on purpose? It's very stupid. I firmly believe in not doing that. I'm like, give me all the range. Please. I know it's a specific sculpt, but it worked for Leo. You did it for Leonardo. So why not Donatello? But Donnie looks pretty good. I like his colors. I like his look. I do like the bow staff. I'm never really the biggest fan of it being like fully like orange. Yeah, to have like the full on like purple in it. Kind of prefer it. Just kind of more basic, if anything. Because what's the yeah, just have it just like regular kind of like color, kind of like wrapping instead of like just like that deep purple. I know it's like the cartoon, and then like for Leonardo, I did say earlier, I was like, oh, that's fine. What? Even like for him, it's like, oh, I probably just prefer black ones anyways. Or even if they just had like the original weapons too. Because the brown with the bow staff kind of reminds me of that a bit. But, you know, it's not too bad. Giraffe, now in my hands. Oh my. Oh, this little guy's cool. Look at this dude. He's like, what did you just say? You don't mess with Raphael. As I've grown older, I think as a lot of people say, I do kind of appreciate Raphael a bit more. I knew that he was just like a main turtle. I knew he was probably like technically probably like top 2. Because it's, in my eyes, like technically it's kind of Leonardo. And then it's Raphael, then Donatello, then Michelangelo. Usually it goes in that order. Even though I prefer Leonardo and Donatello as as my top 2. But with Donatello as my favorite. But I still acknowledge that Leo's the first. I think he's the kind of most iconic in my mind of these Playmates turtles. But yeah, look very good. And then also, especially, yeah, with Raphael, that they actually changed up the actual color. And they did change up the color for all these compared to the original release that they had. And it's actually more, I think, more accurate, especially when it comes to Raphael. I'm so glad that they finally fixed this, because it's been wrong for like years. And I've been like, well, I'm not getting any of the newer updated ones, because I do have an already like a Playmates version. One from like the early 2000s. We'll see what it is. We're going to see it in a bit. But this is much more closer to that original color than compared to what they were having before with the, like that super pale kind of green. It did not look good. It looked awful on every single one. It kind of worked, in my opinion, kind of on the original, the Raphael, the single remastered figure. But I think that one just kind of, I think that this mold kind of is good anyways. So even if it was that specific look, I think it still works. Even with the different kind of coloring, the more inaccurate, I'll just say, coloring. Because it wasn't the original. It never was. Oh yeah, this has stuff all over it. I guess we do just want to do that one. Do you? Chucks do kind of fall out of Mikey's hands. At least these initial ones. But then these other hands are very tough to open. All right, Mikey. Let's get you going. We got some good goofs. Like his head is also kind of torn a bit. His eyes don't seem very all the way. But he still looks pretty good. I think it looks pretty cool. Like he's like going like, hey, what's up, Bob? Oh, Leo. There he is. But they're all waving there. But they look pretty cool there. They look all right with this one. I like this. This looks very, very cool. And of course he has his orange mask and with the M. Oh yeah, and then also he's got that. I didn't even mention with the other ones. Where Donatello has the one for his bow staff. Of course, Raph has the two in the front for his size, and then also one on the back of his shell, which is, I believe, for this piece. I believe so. Based on what I have on mine, I think so. That's the one. Okay. So yeah, so it is this one. Well, it kind of barely fits. It's kind of a scary fit. I'm like, oh, is this the one? But it is. So yeah, so there it is. That piece right there on the back of him. Pretty cool. Nice little added extra to know that Raph has a backup plan in case the size do break or anything, or he loses an extra. He's like, I'm bringing a third. And they're like, come on, man. It's about having the two for everyone, and then the one for Donnie, because he's got the big stick, so it's kind of like two of each side. So, you know, you're bringing the third, bro. You're kind of overdoing it. You're very violent, bro. And then just Mikey's like, dude, we need to get this guy some pizza. And they're like, Mikey, I mean, yes, we will get pizza, but after we find the shredder. And then they're in the sewers, and then there's Shredder. But before we get to Shredder, we gotta get to Splinter. So we'll move my guys over back a bit. Oh. Here, I'm gonna get this. Okay. Raphael. Okay, there's Michelangelo. We're gonna get Donatello. We'll get Leonardo. Just for now. We're gonna get Shredder out of here for a second. Okay, so here's our Splinter. Pretty cool here. Looking pretty neat. We're gonna zoom in a bit. Let's do this. Let me get this. Oh. There we go. Maybe that's what's been. It's not even like that angle. It's just this thing. There we go. Does this feel right? This looks right to me. I don't know. Maybe that's more right. Okay. I just want to get as little of the thing as possible. Okay. That's like all I want to do. But there we go. But there we got Splinter going on here. His tail pops out. Just make sure it stays there. But there's our Splinter. Looking pretty cool. He's got his eyes going on here. Has the pupils in these ones. He's kind of looking up at us too, or even like to the side, like he's side-eyeing a bit. He's like, I don't know. But he's kind of like, he is very serious. But he has the kind of like that more snout kind of nose thing going on here. Has the teeth, has the pointed ears, has like the furrowed brow, has all the hair, has this gray kind of fur kind of hidden away with the with the overlay of the jacket. I don't know if it opens. I don't believe so. It doesn't feel like it. Yeah, I think you're supposed to just keep that on. Not worry about it. It's probably not sculpted in there entirely. Well, of course, the arms are sculpted to look like the body. So where you have all this texture throughout the whole costume and has little like long sleeve details of robing. Has the black belt there. He does have a thing there, but they put the thing there, 2025 Viacom Playmates right there. Why not at the feet, bros? Why? Oh god. And then they also have the tail, which is like an all gray kind of piece. That has some lining. It does not really work. Well, personally, it is a very weird piece, but there he is. We'll try to give him his cane. There we go. Look at that. That's like perfect. That works so well. Where he's like, huh? Like, I am an old rat. Like, what do you mean? He's like, my sons. You are, you are my sons. And I am your father. It's not Darth Vader, it's Splinter. Can this stay over here? I would like it to start doing that more. Bruh. Just don't want to stay here. Okay. But yeah, looks pretty good there. Pretty natural. Of course, I'll take off his, see if that silver handle there. Actually looking pretty neat. Do like that. Pretty cool. Ooh. And then we will do him with his bow and arrow right here. See if we can make this work somehow. I don't know if the hands rotate or not. It doesn't feel like they do. Maybe the one with the cane can. I think they're just stuck there. Would make sense if they were made to rotate. So there he is with the bow and arrow. That's actually not bad. That's actually pretty neat. I like that. Kind of like it in the second movie. He probably also does that in the comics, and also probably in the cartoon as well. So yeah, pretty cool, pretty neat. I like him. I actually pretty like this. I actually like this Splinter pretty well. He works for me. I think he looks cool. Articulation for him, kind of like it's kind of the same as like he actually does have hinge and actually butterfly, so he's pretty agile. Does have just the single jointed legs though, but you know, something, and I don't really know what's going on here. I think it's just balls here, so it's like, well, why not do this? They have the technology to do this. Well, why not put it here to the turtles? Oh, why they gotta be weird? Why, bro? Why? But this Splinter is actually kind of great. I do kind of wish that the eyes were just widened out a bit, just for accuracy, because it's even that way on the back of the box with the art that it's supposed to be like, I guess, kind of like representing, or kind of like especially made for it. So it's kind of like, you know, be consistent. Either have the eyes on the back with the pupils or no pupils on the figure. It would have been interesting to see without it. I guess I can do an edit afterwards. And we can just see, and I can post or even just try it out at some point. But I think I kind of like it just the way it is. I think it's fine. I think it looks pretty good. So there's our Splinter. And then, of course, our final figure and our one villain. Of course. Oh, hold up. All right. Well, here we go. Here's our Shredder. Looking menacing. Looking pretty cool. I like his look he's got going on here. So yeah, pretty cool, pretty nice. He looks pretty cool. With like the whole design, I do like the color aesthetics, how they use the blues and like the purples on the mask, and they actually they did simplify, the helmet, and and also didn't put the eyebrows on the actual armor, which is a nice touch. But I do like the head sculpt. It's pretty classic. It's nice, and then nice texture here on the cape. Very well done and very pliable. You can do a lot with this. So that's nice. That's not really in the way entirely. Oh yeah, and also, sorry, forgot for Splinter. Still got this ninja star, a little chunkier, has the hole in the middle, bigger. Splinter's got that. But back to Shredder. He's got a sword. It's all right, not too bad. I feel like Leonardo's got better swords. I feel like he should have equal amount, but you know, different weaponry. He's got different, he's got different supplies. He has Foot Clan supplies, but you know, I'd be surprised if they didn't do going. Hey, Gabe, how's it going? Welcome to the live stream. We're looking at our Playmates Ninja Turtles. They're they're remasters of the 1988 toys. So we got Shredder here as our last one with no shirt, abs exposed, but still has like the kind of like the bracers on there. And sorry for my camera, it keeps changing focusing each time. But at the wraps on the arms, then you have the black kind of pants there with the belt. Have the boots. They're kind of like wraps. Yeah, they're wrapped. And then have the same kind of spikes going on there, but pretty good. Not a bad sculpt. Then kind of like articulation for him, it's just a swivel at the head. Oh, you do got a ball there, so can look up about that far, look down about that far, do side to side, swivel there, and then at the shoulder, hinge up about that far, rotate around all the way, because this is pliable, so it does get out of the way pretty easily, so that's nice. And then at the elbow, it's just a single joint, so you go there, back down, and then you do rotate there, and then at the hand, you do rotate there. And then at the torso, just a rotation there as well, full 360, because why not? And then at the legs, probably not going to be any fun either, because they're doing the same system, or they're in here. So it can kick forward about that far, kick back about that far. And if you rotate, kick out about that far. And they go, huh. It kind of kicks up his leg, but then you have the other one that's going to kick more that way. Doesn't really want to go forward. Well, it kind of does, but you kind of have to force it a bit. So there he is with both his feet facing forward, technically. You do got rotation there at the knee. Rotation there, and then a hinge, and then you have a shoe swivel. No hinge or anything, or anything there. You got two big peg holes. We got no stand, though. A stand would have been nice, at least one. I don't know if any of the other turtles had holes. They did. Would have been nice if they had like a man cover or something. Like, give us 6 of those anyways. That might be good. Yeah, that might have been cool. Just for something. Because I need like stands for some of these guys. At some point, I need to get stands. Especially like for these more kind of like more wobbly figures, because their design choices are very interesting, because they're very specific. And they're based on a very weird kind of design toy and how they're updated. Oh, Shredder's going to give me a lot of problems, but as we'll see, things will just go on as they do. Then we have Shredder's his little dagger, I guess. It is like a blade or like a smaller sword, but he's got it. And then again, have his little fist kind of blade, the one that would kind of like go around in his hand. Pretty good there. And then have the tiny ninja star. Oh, to the floor. Where'd it go? Oh no. Well, oh, might have to hunt for that later. Oh, to the carpet monster it goes for now. Yeah, we'll look for it later. We'll find it. Okay. But yeah, I think we're going to clear this all out. And we're going to finally get to our comparisons. We're We're at 1:41. We're making decent timing. Might be okay. Might not be too late. All right, there we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. I also did forget something earlier. Kind of pause right here. Did also want to mention that I did get some Can of Beams, Spider-Man kind of effects. Yeah, kind of, yeah, I guess spider sense effects, especially like these ones I like with the black lines. But yeah, nice accessories, nice effects. Even have the more, let me grab them, the more modern ones. These are really cool. They're really nice. They look awesome. Kind of like a different thing going on there. And you get blue tack. Get tons of blue tack. Such a big pack. Love it. Can't wait to do pictures with them. Or display figures. I can just display them with it now. It's so easy. Alright. But now, what do we want to do? Alright, we're going to clear out this. We might keep the background. We're going to get rid of all the extra accessories at the least. And then move these guys up. Or even just move them out. And then we'll kind of go as we go on. I think we're going to start, okay, we're going to start from our least obvious comparisons, like our most out there, to our most kind of like, okay, makes sense kind of things. Or we'll just go, or do we want to go like character by character? Because we could do that and that and that and that and that. Also have that as well. Okay, yeah, we are gonna. Do we want to? No, I don't want to use that one. Sorry, I'm trying to contemplate on what figures now I want to compare to. Because that one's okay. Okay, I think first, as we've been doing, I think we're going to do Leonardo. I think he's going to be our first of what we need to be comparing here. Or we'll get like 2 turtles, and we'll get 2 characters. Have 4, have the rest in the back. Or take them off the table entirely. We might just do that. How about we zoom out a bit? Gabe says, I'm going to play some games. Bye, Justin. See you, Gabe. Hope you have a good night. Thank you for stopping by. And thank you all for the 3 likes on this stream. Our top fans are Silent Rob with 75 XP and Gabe at number 2 at 50 XP. Shout out to the boys who are here every week. All right. So we got Leo, I think, in the center here. You kind of want him. Okay. Now we're going to clear out these guys. Gotta organize. Get prepared. right. Okay. So first, with Leonardo, we are going to do... Okay, what do we want to do? Okay. All right, I'm trying to think. I'm entirely blanking. I think, okay, we're just going to go through, like, each of the actual characters. So we'll do, like, okay, a Leonardo matching with another Leonardo. And then doing a comparison with one other kind of Playmates character. And then seeing how they look. And then we'll move on to another character, and then we'll just keep going on and on from there. Okay. All right. Think I got it. Has my camera been like going back and forth the whole time? Can you focus, please? Can you like stop freaking out? Stop it. Stop it. Oh. Why is it doing this? I hate this. Okay. We're gonna do this thing. Okay. Okay. So here we have the comparison with the original 1989 sculpt. So this was one that was released in 2008. So this is based off of the original sculpt of the original Playmates in that style. And as you can see, how this is taking its elements from this. A little bit more brighter, but still kind of like your same color tones and everything. Different shell, front color, but the back one is like perfect. And then how they do the belt is like nearly exactly identical, but just bigger. It looks great. It looks really cool. And then how they have the same details with the boots, well, with the pads, and then I guess how they're supposed to be stanced is kind of about the same. Basically, kind of how they want you to do it, in a sense, even with these more articulated ones. They can do, like, you know, this kind of stuff. That just kind of like, just can't be like, I'm here. I just have a foot that's like way back here for some reason. Makes it hard to stand, but you know what? I'm standing. I'm like, okay, I can do that too. Cause that's what essentially it's doing. But I can also like lean back all the way. Maybe not stand up, but lean back. It can do that. Cross its arms right to the swords. But that can do that too, but it's just smoother. You can also do this. That definitely can't do that. You can do a full-on swing motion. That's really cool. Yeah, this is great. Yeah, this is a fun figure. Look at that. And they look great together. What a great translation. They did kind of like add like the teeth on the side. This one did have that, but didn't have the teeth filled in as a piece there. They just put it as the actual mouth there. So not too shabby, not too bad. Okay, this Leo does stay. Ooh. And then for him, we'll do another Playmates character. So we'll do him with April. Just to see scale-wise and how style-wise she looks with one of the turtles here. And honestly, it's not too bad. The yellow is really messing with the sensor of this camera. But it looks great. It looks pretty good. But yeah, but these look pretty good together. If this wants to decide to show them at all. Every time like I move, they're like, oh. But whenever I stop, it starts. I don't know what this is. Okay. But cool. But they work okay. I don't think it's like perfect, but still works alright as a style. It would just be nice to get maybe a remastered April. That would be cool. I'm already like thinking, I'm like, I'll buy it. I know I will. I'll take it. And to do, still keeping with Playmates, go into our villains. I got Bebop. As you can clearly not see. There he is. Honestly, it looks fantastic next to this Bebop. They can make it do a bunch of cool stuff. Be like, hey, I got you. He's like, oh, okay. Let me get this drill thing. But it's a nice little scene. It's fun. It's pretty cool. So it'd be nice to maybe get a remastered Bebop and Rocksteady too. Maybe even already a new Shredder, if you wouldn't kindly. Give us the one and the other color scheme now. Oh, but I do like this one. I do like their new one. But now going back to Leonardo comparisons. We have the NECA cartoon turtle. Leonardo, the cartoon turtle. I keep doing that. He just gotta stay there. But there they are. Looking pretty good. I do like this darker version of the color that they do of the turtles in this, because this was the disguise set of turtles from NECA, and at least like to me, I think this was the closest to what they actually looked like in the cartoon, at least from NECA, in my mind. I think color-wise and how they do the shading is very well done and very subtle, so it doesn't really stick out too much that there's like a lot of like shading, but it's there and it looks great. And this other Leonardo looks great too. Different representations of different styles of these characters, but kind of have their parallels and look pretty good. They look great. All right. Our last Leonardo comparison. Well, we'll do one more comparison with Leonardo, but this is our last other Leonardo to compare to this Leonardo. Hello, I'm Leonardo. Oh, I'm Leonardo. Oh, I'm Leonardo. I'm Leonardo. Leonardo. Okay. There's the NECA movie, Leonardo. I posted about this actually recently, a little bit ago when I went to see the, this original movie in the theaters and took this Leonardo with me. It's so freaking good, bro. It's so cool. I love seeing that movie. It was really freaky. It was kind of like dark. It's like, I get it. I kind of get what the parents would be like, what the heck is this? It's not even like about the weapons though. It's more of like the visuals. Or like very kind of like even like very kind of like overwhelming. Just gets very quiet and then very loud. Especially with Raphael. So it gets dark. So very, very opposite spectrums. Like little kid's toy, dark, gritty, adult man toy. Very, very, very realistic. And it's an actual based off of the actual suit. And looks great. They both look great. Leonardo. And then our last comparison with Leo, because we're going to save that. I guess we can just do we want to do that? We'll save that comparison. We got that one, but that one can kind of work better for, who can that work better for? Because he's gotta go there, he's gotta go there, and then, yeah, so we'll do that. Okay, so I think this will be it for Leonardo's section. Yes. Yeah, we'll say that that's it for Leo's. Well, you know what? We're gonna give Leo this special thing. It's kind of like a little offshoot kind of thing. What do we want to do? No, okay, we'll save that. Okay, no. Sorry, I'm trying to plan. I'm planning this as I go. Oh yeah, we do also have to do one. Okay, we do have one more comparison with Leonardo. Very, very obvious. I don't know why I wasn't thinking about this before, but this is the Mattel Creations. I think this is the what? This isn't like their Ultimate He-Man. It's like it's one of like their, and it's not a cartoon collection. This was the just the Masters of the Universe. Just another He-Man essentially. It's like, all right, another He-Man. What to do? Trying to get this working. Okay. I don't know why this is not. Okay. This is decent for now, so. Yeah, but very kind of like the same kind of like thing that's going on here, where this is an updated version of an older figure. And this is kind of doing that same thing, adding that more articulation, kind of more modern kind of like design details that kind of up a little detail quality, but still kind of keep it basic, not really go crazy with the articulation, kind of still keep it within the realm, but at least a little bit extra and bring a nice look to it. And I am using, I think, the Prince Adam head on this one because I think it just looks better on this body. And then I have the regular He-Man on the Prince Adam body. I believe so. But they look pretty good together. Just your classic things. I need to get their, yeah, the Mattel, yeah, the new, yeah, the Thundercats, with He-Man thing. I don't know when that's coming out, but I need a Lion-O, I need a Momura. I'm gonna get a freaking Momura. I never thought I would ever get a Momura, but I guess I'm getting that one. Because it looks perfect. I love it. It's what I need. I need that Lion-O, I need the Chitara, and all the other characters. Okay, but I think we're done with Leonardo. We can step aside. So now we can do Donatello. Next, I do want to just do... There we go. Does that look all right? That looks better. There we go. So there's our Donatello. There he is with his original 2003 Playmates, or 2008. Hold on. 2008. These were the ones that came with the DVDs that had the first, like, 4 episodes of the cartoon. So very neat. Very cool. Glad I was able to get them all. Kind of complete that collection. And then finally have these turtles as something. They're very unique. But yeah. You can kind of see how they evolved this too. And see how they're still doing this stupid foot thing even with these modern ones. By having their legs be all weird and wobbly. But do kind of wish that the purple wasn't there on the stick. I think it just works better for the figure, but, you know, I get what they're doing. It's with the theme. It's with the colors, because they have that with Leonardo, with the swords being kind of like that more metal look there, so it makes sense. Even though I prefer the other way. But then, with Donatello, we'll do one of our more unique Playmates figures. This is actually one of the original ones, one of the few original ones that I actually own from the original toy line, is the Fugitoid. Of course, he's a robot guy, kind of works with Donatello, because, you know, Donatello does machines, bro. Also, I did also want to mention, I have been kind of like watching the actual cartoon, because that's been on Me TV Tunes, and they finally have that channel here. So we've just been watching cartoons here all day, and man, seeing turtles on the TV screen, kind of just coming up every day. It's like, man, this is cool. This is pretty nice. Wonder how long they're gonna keep this going. See how far they can milk this cow yet again. Because it is on streaming, but, you know, it's always a different environment to use. But yeah, pretty nice. But Fugitoid looks great. He should have been in the cartoon. I don't think he was. But he looks amazing here. I love the whole color scheme. Here, give us a remastered Fugitoid, if you would, too. Give him, like, more gadgets and stuff. Then we're going to do... Okay. Okay, yeah. We'll do this. Okay. So then next, we're going to do Rocksteady. Well, Rocksteady. With Donatello. Looking pretty sweet there. Big guy. Would be great to have as a remastered version of... Oh, okay, I reset like 12 minutes ago. That's good. Yeah. Pretty cool. Pretty nice little pairing together. I think that we can get some good poses out of these guys at some point, doing some crazy fight scenes. Then again, back to Donatello comparisons. Have the cartoon version from NECA. Got him with a little blowtorch with a little spark piece at the end there to give that effect. Kind of have him doing that tech thing, but still, he's just standing there. He doesn't even have his bow in his hand. He is so chilled out. He is like, I am doing stuff here. I gotta give him like a different hand though, because just there on his side is kind of boring. He's gotta be doing something else with that hand. Yeah, just being static. Or I could give him the bow still and be like, yeah, he's still doing stuff, but he likes to hold the bow once in a while, just as a thing. Because he's the bowman. And this one who does hold his bow is probably one of my also favorite figures of, yeah, kind of like of the movie collection. I think Leonardo's my favorite of those, to be frank. But this Donatello, I love this. I love this look of him. He was so good in that movie. Kind of like a perfect character of what he's supposed to be. And I love his design so much. He's so cool. I love me my Donnie. He's just, yeah, I'm just like, bro, that's me. I'm just like, I try to say it, yeah, just say a joke, and it's like, huh? And I'm like, huh? Like, you know, that whole thing. Kind of like Chevy Nova. Excellent. Yeah. Like that whole thing. All right. But then to our last comparison with our Donatello, something more unique and a different kind of, yeah, a different company that we're looking at. Have the Super 7 Toys Ultimates. Mutagen, very big, is of course based off of the Playmates line as well, based off of the original toy. But he's there. You know what? I might as well, I'm gonna grab, where is it? There it is. I might as well just grab the new one anyways. Probably gonna grab him too, because I want to. There goes his gun. Oh. Okay. There we go. So there he is with the original. Oh, well, with their new, their re-release of this that came out, I think, earlier this year, maybe even last year. I think it was last year. Because it was around like Thanksgiving when I got this guy. Because I remember, because I was watching Charlie Brown and I was like, what is this time? I was like, it's already this time. And I did a video of it too. I don't know if I did a short. I don't think I posted it here on Shorts. I know I posted it on Instagram for sure. I don't know if I posted it here. I probably should have if I didn't. I should have. But yeah, Super 7 is massive, but the original works pretty well. Could use for a remaster of this as well. I wouldn't mind it. But you can kind of see it's like what's going on here. It's like, yeah, this one has a lot more kind of like details and accessories, but is bigger and bulkier. But still uses like the original, like the base sculpt, but upgrades it. So it's kind of like this on a bigger scale, essentially. The different kind of like, I guess, more closer to actual, like, I guess, kind of 6-inch, kind of 7-inch scale of how they're supposed to actually scale. You know, more so with people if you have like a more like a 6-inch display or 7-inch display. So these bigger characters would be literally big. They would be giant, just like the Unity Man you just saw. But we're gonna move on now over to Raphael. Whoop. Was never happy to be here. That's fine, because you know what's better than one Raphael? Two Raphael. Who are not interested at all in being here or being happy, but look great. I think he's probably the best looking one of the four. Raph is really, I think, the best one of these remastered ones. I think he looks perfect. The original Raph is pretty good. I like him. He's iconic, but he's not my favorite. I think that's going to Leonardo, technically. Well, I think, okay. Of which versions do I prefer? Because, of course, I prefer Leo for the movies, because I think he looks best as the figure. For NECA, for the cartoon ones, I would say favorite one would be, of course it can't be Leo. That's already taken up. I do kind of like the Donatello. The Michelangelo's okay. It's like, The Raph's good. I think the Don is the strongest one. But maybe of these Playmates, it might even be, no, it won't be Raphael. It'd probably be Donatello then. So then probably Raph for the NECA cartoon ones, because he does have a bit of attitude, and I think he actually can pose pretty well. He just works so well as a character. But Leo is also he's kind of like the most fun, in my opinion, because he's got two giant swords. He's got more stuff to do. He's got to be more agile. Has to be more careful, I guess. But this still looks great. Oh, love this original Playmates. I'm just rambling. And then, of course, for Raph, had to get him paired up with good old Casey Jones. Also potential for a new remastered figure. I think more so than probably a lot of other characters. I think him and April could be Bebop and Rocksteady for sure. Maybe even Krang would be something better. But you know, not too bad. And Raph and Casey look pretty good together, so they kind of scale up pretty well. I think that these are like a little bit taller, but that's just because they can actually stand up straight. And that's the whole point. Wait, that's supposed to stay. And we'll get him paired up with Baxter Stockman. Another probably easy update that they could choose to do another remaster. Well, it wouldn't be probably easy. You would probably have to make the arms move and the wings in some case. But you know, this would be an obvious one. I think that they would be able to do in the line. But he still looks great. You can still do probably fantastic poses, some cool fight scenes. Get these going. Now, again, the cartoon Raphael. Looking over there, he looks so good. He might actually be the favorite, despite the chip on the mask there, which kind of sucks having there, but oh well, I guess it's there. They're there for life. Then we have also the NECA movie Raphael. He's more kind of like scowling, kind of looking to the side. This is from the Raphael and Casey Jones 2-pack, where Raph had the cloak and the hat, and you just got Casey there, who did not have an unmasked head. Also didn't come with a bike. Weird that they had that. But what was it? Oh yeah, that one that I got, that Casey Jones 2-pack, that this Raphael is from. That Casey, I think it was like his right arm was like literally put on backward, like the bicep was facing the other way from what it was supposed to do. It was literally like the wrong, I think, kind of like a way that they put it. So I literally cut it off and had to like re-glue it the right way around. I was like, what the? And that's the first time like I've had to do figure but surgery ever like on anything. It was like, what the heck? But it worked, and it works perfectly. It hasn't broken at all. It's taken some tumbles and hasn't fell off, so basically good as new. I even had to kind of like paint some white or even like just marker it on. I think I did. It's like, well, I had like a paint marker, so I used that, but never perfect. But I got pictures somewhere of it, of all that toy stuff. It's all history. Then we'll do our Super 7 comparison with Raphael, who's also trying to do the same thing, representing the Playmates version, but in a different light. Here, I do want to do this is our evolution. Look at that. This looks so cool. They look so good. This is thumbnail material. Okay. Is that it for Raphael? I think so. Okay. Well, we'll do one more comparison with Raphael, just because it's there. Do we want to do it? Yeah, we'll do it with him. It makes sense. Then we'll do another comparison with another Playmates. Have the Slash figure. Of course, Slash is a bit smaller and stockier. He's kind of like their Wolverine of their world, but he's an evil Wolverine. So it'd be nice to get a what is it? A remaster of this of that Slash. I couldn't think of remaster. I forgot what remaster. Yeah, what remaster was as a word. I was like, that's not what. Well, as you heard, I went like. Also forgot something, but we'll look at it after we're done with all this because we can just compare it later. But is that it for Raphael? Is that it? I think it is. Okay, we're gonna move on. We're 24. Yeah, we're 28 minutes out. Yet again, and then where are we at time-wise? We're at 10:36 a.m. There is our Michelangelo. His feet are kind of weird. His feet are pretty weird. There we go. Get him, and then I'm going to grab the Playmates version. You can see what's going on here. I think that Michelangelo's eyes are kind of off kilter a bit. They're not looking straight forward down the beak of the, of their nose, their little bump. But you can see the colors kind of match pretty well. Still, the shells are a bit darker. And then, of course, with the original Michelangelo, he came with those, those more kind of like those brittle, but nunchucks that are kind of harder plastic. And then you can obviously see that the plastic is still being stressed, even when it's kind of like just holding it how it kind of should. So I can't do like full on. It's like it's kind of just like that much, and then that's it. Compared to having like these ones that have like the plastic chains. I think these are plastic. They feel plastic. They don't feel like real metal. If they do, that's good for them. I didn't notice, but it's nice. It's cool. It might be real metal. It does feel kind of cool, but I don't know if that's just the elements. But in any case, oh, there he goes. Oh, there went that. Bruh. Here, I'll do it like that. I think that looks better. You can definitely tell that it's like it's off center. Okay, we're gonna just put you. There we go. That's fine for now. That's good. But they look pretty neat. Good update. Then we're gonna do him with good old Mondo Gecko. Just the two bros hanging about, skateboarding, being cool. Works super well. Looks great. Definitely would love to see a remaster of the Mondo Gecko. Maybe. That would be crazy. This kind of works though. I do like this. Then, do we not have another one for Michelangelo? I guess we can do, who we want to do? So who gets what? Because Mikey gets that one. Because these guys got those. Okay. Why did I not have that many? I should have said that for Mikey. Okay. Oh well. Guess I'll do, well, I don't have one to compare with. At least on me, so I feel that's kind of unfair. We'll slash them were fine. We do for more unique kind of thing. Something that they could possibly do. And more mutant-like. Could do this Leatherhead. He's pretty cool. I do like him. Pretty neat guy. Alligator hunter dude. Looks great. Has the jaws that can open. Is hunting for turtles. So, yeah. Something more interesting for him. Then, of course, got Mikey from the NECA. Going on there. Looking pretty good. Not too snazzy. Get them a little bit more far out. There we go. That feels... Oh. It still looks pretty good. Okay. Okay, cool. Nice. And he's got the pizza. Pizza. No pizza in this set, though. Would have been nice to have some pizza. Because also, Movie Mikey, who has a Turtles 2 head, who's even actually taller. There we go. Kind of messes with what's going on, but still make it work. Still think it looks pretty good. Nice. All right. All right. But yeah. Oh. Looking all right. And then getting on to another variation of the Turtles, another universe, and then, well, technically their first universe, but this is the NECA Mirage Turtles from like 2008. Just the Michelangelo, he's the only official one that I actually have that is unaltered. The other one that I do have that is an authentic, but the same seller that I got this Michelangelo from customized this Leonardo. So it has a different wash of skin. It only has one sword, and then he changed all the belt parts into like leather and made the two sheaths out of leather too, and then put like, and then he redid the white on the mask, and then actually I think tore out the whole mask and made it all kind of like, with kind of like with some kind of like flocky kind of texture there, kind of like just actual like cloth, and then it has like a tie on there too. So it's a weird kind of custom to have, but it's cool for now. I just wish that NECA would release these again, do an update of this style even. You can make it different, but make it better. You can do that. It would be very nice. At least something. I know that they have the new ones, but those aren't really Mirage. That's more kind of like a later Mirage. That's not original Turtles. Yes, they're Mirage, but they're not original. Not the original from Eastman and Laird. That's what I'm looking for. Why do I sound like Kermit the Frog? Okay. Hi ho, Kermit the Frog here. All right. And then I think we're done with Mikey now. So we're gonna get on with our next comparison over on with Splinter in all his fabulous glory. So here's the only other Playmates figure, well, toy, turtle figure, character that I have, where this is an actual like original one. I think this is the oldest one. It's from 1988. So this is from the first year. So this is what this is supposed to be based off of. But this does not have the iris. It does not have the pupil painted in there. It's sculpted there, but it's not there on the original. Has all the clothes, has the thing, has the staff with the sword. With the with the blade in the staff, but a very nice a representation. Even though even with this, it doesn't have sleeves, and then tail is kind of about the same. I think well, of course it's better on this, but and you can see the different details here. It has the smaller ears and then the much bigger nose. So it would have been neat if they follow like this more closer, but I see what they're going for. More kind of like more generic, I think. More all around that they can use, but it still looks good. I kind of wish that they would like put like black lines like around like the ears and like the eyes and and on its cheeks, like how they did with the original toy, so have that little extra detail. And then maybe just white out the eyes. I'll probably see that in an edit if I want to try it or not. But we'll see. But yeah, still a nice translation, I do still like this toy, despite it not really being that close to the original. Because this original, it's like, it is very kind of like, it's kind of like this style. I don't think it's a perfect look for Splinter as a toy. I think it could have been maybe a little bit better, but that's just in hindsight. But even still, it's great. It's iconic. And it looks cool. And then for Good Guy Mutants, compare him to Genghis Frog. Just for variety's sake. We even do an idea of a remastered for him. And then I chose do the Foot Soldier for Splinter as well. Kind of a different kind of setup going on here, but makes sense. Splinter has definitely fought a lot of these guys as well. So might as well put him in there, in the lineup. The next, do our comparison with the cartoon version, who's not really that tall. Very much wide, but well, he's probably about like an inch taller. But a lot chunkier, a lot more designery, but still kind of follows the same basic principles of Splinter. I think that this is more kind of like based off of like a version of this, or more generic. It's like, okay, Rat, or more like Mirage. You could even technically probably say, I don't know how much closer it is technically. Maybe in some case. I don't know. I'll have to look at it again. Well, we're about to see the Mirage anyway, so what am I talking about? But yeah, Splinter looks great here. Looks great in the cartoon collection. Could be kind of smaller. I think his head was a little bit more different than how they have it here with the NECA version. But still pretty good. Still works very well. And of course, one of my favorite Splinters, the movie version from the first one. He looks so good. He was it was so amazing to see the Splinter on the big screen. It's like he literally came to life. I was like, oh my god, this thing is so meticulous. It looks so real because, you know, it is real. It's an actual puppet that they used on set the whole time. So it's like, what? It looks so good. It looks like a real giant rat man. It just works. It just makes sense. So this looks great. It looks amazing. I love it. I love this so much. I love turtles. I love me good Splinters. And then speaking of Splinters, another Splinter, the Mirage, who I think, yeah, this might be a little bit more closer, I think, design-wise. Technically, especially with the heads. I think that is very more apparent. But it still has the whited out eyes here too, but doesn't have them there. But of course has the more kind of maroonish kind of tunic, and then way smaller, super short. Some longer-ish legs. They're not really that long, but they're kind of weird looking. But yeah, and then his staff is in his other hand just for something different. That has more shading and darkness going on there, but looks great. I love this. And then even do fun little thing with him and one of the accessories that came with this Splinter. Do him with the ooze and the little rat version of himself doing karate. And then have the 4 baby turtles. There they are. There he is. Looking cool. Looking great. All right. So now trying to move on to our last thing of things of comparison. And then we will sign off on this stream. Whoa. I'll be honest, had a bit of a bumpy start. Was not feeling the vibes by the time I wanted to stream. So I had to do a little reset, kind of get our shit together, if to be frank. And to play with these cool ass toys. Look at that. And there's our Shredder. He looks alright. I don't think he's like perfect, but I think he does work pretty well. He is kind of basic. I don't like these pins on the shoulders. I don't really like the legs that much. It can stand better compared to the original, so I'm happy about that. Can do it way better. I was like, how is it possible? How do they finally do something decent with this version of Shredder? And of course, it has to be the remaster. It can't be just, updating the sculpt of the original. Because I wouldn't mind that as long as it's standing and it looks better. All I care about. But this one, not too bad. This one, it works. It kind of does want to go a little bit, but once you get it, you got it. So now we're going to do our comparisons with him. Of course, first one and probably our kind of, yeah, my least favorite, I would say, of the whole collection is the Shredder. Here that this one is based off of has the paint on the eyebrows, and this one is also 2008, or is this like no, this was like a re-release one from like 2024. What does that say? 2013. So this was a 2013 mold. But I know that this was more recent as a release. I think by near the start of this year or even end of last year. Probably more start of this year. Sounds right. Feels right. I don't know. But there's our dude. Looking good. And I do like how they translated this to this. I think it worked out pretty well. I kind of wish he was a little bit more bulkier, kind of closer to the actual design of the actual original toy. But I get what they're doing. Kind of keeping it more simplified. It's more about the turtles and a bit about Splinter. But but Shredder's good. He's all right. I just don't think he's like spot on. And then we got, for our last of the good guys, we got Ray Fillet. Just to compare something, hopefully to go forward to, and fish sticks as well. Something that they can do, some bigger characters in this. More remasters. Just giving y'all ideas, Playmates, if you're watching in the future. At some point, if you ever did. But you probably already know what you can do because you own all this. This is all yours. This is all of your products. But I purchased them, and so then I own them as well, because I bought them. But there's with Krang. He looks great with Krang. Krang's got a big brain head. It's kind of weird. It doesn't really scale well with anything, but kind of want that android body one. I wish that they would re-release that one. I'm like, give me that. But they're doing Worm, they're doing Sumo, they're doing a couple of other ones. I forget what they are, but they look all right. Gonna be neat. Just see when those are gonna be out and see those, and then also maybe get the NECA versions. So we can do a stream, of course. Then gonna do a Shredder comparison with, okay. Kind of knew that that would be happening. This thing tends to kind of pop off. There's the NECA cartoon Shredder. Looking pretty good, if I do say so. Works pretty well. It's a very different kind of design, where this is the more actual classic design, and this is the, well, this was kind of more like what they were going for with this, but because they were doing kind of like this at the same time, but different interpretations, different kind of stylings, but and then more time of working on the animation, so more time on the actual designs compared to wanting to get toys out as quickly as possible, and then, you know, getting all that going there. And then have a comparison with Movie 1 Shredder. These are our only Shredder that we'll be looking at. The other one is packed away, but there's our Movie Shredder from the first movie. Such a badass. Love this giant cloak cape thing that he's got. I think it just really makes him stand out more. I just love that whole scene where he's like surrounded by all the people around, yeah, like in the warehouse, all the kids and all the foot soldiers and all that. So, yeah, it's the dude. And then our last comparison, well, second to last, our final of another Shredder, is with the Mirage. This one is the blue version. The the first Shredder. Excuse me, when they brought back the line Spider-Man. I'm gonna put this back. Okay. But there's your Mirage comic NECA Shredder in the blue, well, with the blue kind of highlights. Your battle damaged, which they have done their red version of, which is still at stores. I'm hoping at some point they'll put it on clearance, if they ever do with any of these. Yeah, with any of those NECA turtle figures, they seem to be very hesitant about it, which I hate, but, you know. Yeah, but there they are. There's our comparisons. Actually, we do have one more. Never mind. One more with Shredder, then we'll be good. Then we'll get one more. Well, we'll get a couple more little comparisons, one more unique things, but they're Skeletor. Man, bring it down. Same kind of line, though, that He-Man is in. Kind of their updated, how they were looking back then, but Shredder looking kind of pitiful next to Skeletor, if I'll be honest. The turtles look better with this Skeletor. But this Shredder, it's like he's got to do something about it. He's got to do better, bro. But yeah, but we'll get out Donatello again. Because because I forgot to show this off earlier. I did want to compare in box, but I completely forgot to do that. But also have their first remastered Donatello, who is now definitely going to be staying in box. Maybe I might want to get like the actual the Dio piece out, but the figure as a whole is not going to be coming out of this box because this one is just what I was looking for. I was like, I don't mind the skin texture on here, but it is the wrong head. This is the Leonardo head, and this is the Donatello. They switched it up, so they fixed it, and then they made the colors. I think that the color on like on the front shell here is more correct, but I think everything else is more correct on here anyways, so it's pretty good. And then same kind of bow staff, but has the ball and chain one, has all the weapons and everything, and then has the little thing for the for the base. So this one has the little the radiator with the spinny thing, and then has like the floor, so with pizza and stuff. So maybe might want to get that out, but I might keep it in box just to have it pristine, because maybe I might want to get this like signed, and maybe by the my first thought is by the the animated voice actor, even though he's not really like connected to the toys per se, but but I just like him, and I like my Donatello. And then Donnie, but in the animated series, and I think also technically, I think in the comics as well, also built the, as they call it, the party wagon, or just the turtle van. In some cases, here is the whole freaking van, if you will. You can kind of see how he scales up next to it. It's like, hey, look at my ride. It's kind of big, even compared to the original. They're actually kind of technically smaller than this, but it's kind of crazy. Even if we do the front, it still takes up that much room. So yeah, but just to show it off, just to show off that I do have this. I also do have like their like their pizza tank thing, but that thing is still in box, as y'all have I think seen before. I think I showed it off on a live stream. I think for sure I have, obviously. All right, but I think we are gonna call that good. We're gonna put a few things. I think we're gonna try to fit as much as we can on the back here. So we're just gonna line it all up. We're gonna fit as much as we can on this table, row by row, section by section. There we go. So yeah, hope y'all have enjoyed, at least finally to this part of the stream where I've been able to actually kind of like lock in a bit, do what I'm doing, and make good content for y'all. Make, something that hopefully someone enjoys and likes hearing. So, always appreciate those that support, those that watch when they can, those that make stuff and create stuff, do their best. The baby turtles are kind of kicking my ass right now. Okay. even them with just like this. Like, that's not too bad. That's pretty good. Then we'll do, oh, maybe we'll try to do, okay, we'll do this. Maybe I should do, here, I'll do it like this. Get Mikey here. Raph here. Donatello. And Leonardo. We'll bring in Shredder. Again, we'll bring in Splinter. Okay, here. We'll get them all facing this way. Okay, there we go. Bruh. Get Mikey. Get Raph. I think I can move this one. Here, let's get Leo in first then. I feel like he's the one that's gonna struggle to fit the most in all this. In every section. Because he's just got the swords out all the time. But they look pretty good, not bad. Not bad. This is a lot though. I don't know if I'm even gonna be able to fit these guys. I'm gonna have to back up. Even do, come on up, down, get down and around. All right. So then I think we'll do side by side of these guys. Oh, well, maybe it might make more sense having Skeletor this way. Okay, I'm not really gonna obsess over those two. They can just fit in there because they're just neat. Main ones, okay, I'll get my main, kind of like my 4 wands of the original Playmates I want to get in here. Get that. Gotta have April, gotta have Casey. Gotta have Fugitoid. And then probably Mondo Gecko, because he's probably the most other common kind of mutant that you would really see with turtles for most of the time. even though he's not really in frame, but that's fine. Then we got, I'm going to do Krang first. Then you get Bebop. And Rocksteady. And then last one would be probably Baxter. Wingman. The Wingman. That's fine if not everything can fit. All right. And then do the originals with the new, or just do just the new? How about we try putting in the new ones, and then we'll see how they look. Here's new. Let me do old. There it is. Okay, so that's where that one is. Oh, almost knocked over everything. So Donatello. I'll go here. Even that old one. Squeeze right there. I do actually kind of like this. Oh, Leo, are you hurt? Doesn't look like it. That's very good. April. Okay. It was fine. Nothing's broken. At least I don't think so. We're just gonna keep him how he is. Okay, or not. Looks great. The original. Cool. Then, Raph. New one. Looking great. Old Raph. Looking pretty good too. Get him facing camera. That was really close to my mic. Apologies. We'll get new Mikey. Also trying to look at my camera. And with the original Mikey. There we go. Can't really see the old Mikey really that much, to be honest. pretty good. And then still have, well, we still got Splinter and Shredder to put back in here somehow. They're probably just going to be on the outskirts, so we're probably not going to be seeing them. We'll see them. Well, I'm going to be taking a picture of them, as I always do. Always got to do a post picture kind of thing, but there's like fuzz everywhere, all over everything. Maybe you can see a hint of Splinter going on here. Yeah, a little bit. He is over there, but you just can't see him. And then Shredder is like way back here. I might even probably be able to get this old one standing. So he's gonna just stand right there with the help. And then this last new Shredder, which you can, a little bit of the foot, but there he is, all the way over there. So yeah, so that's all of our, there's every single one of these figures, all these different versions of the turtles, and just different variations of just kind of like toys and what's going on and how everything looks and how we're doing new stuff with new techniques and doing old stuff with also with new techniques and trying out new stuff with old techniques. So how it's all just that cycle of trying to just create something new with something that's familiar and something that's known, but something that's cool still and kind of works. So yeah, a great set. I think it's worth it enough just on the turtles alone. Splinter actually, yeah, the Splinter is actually a pretty much of a surprise of how well it actually works as a figure. It's actually pretty well done. I don't think it really matches these turtles too much. I think the original Playmates kind of does a little bit more, even with this Shredder compared to the original. I think they could have done something with like a different sculpt, kind of be more closer to the original the Playmates version, kind of like how they did with the turtles. But these turtles are perfect. I think that this is the way that they always should have been. I do enjoy having the one remastered the Donatello by himself, just as a collection piece. Maybe something I can get signed, as I said previously. So pretty cool to have that, but having this whole set and having them all complete, I'm like, I'm set. I'm good. Just give me more of this stuff. Just make it look more like the original stuff. Come on, let's kind of get there. Let's stay on track. Don't go too far out, like how you've done a bit, yeah, with Splinter and Shredder here. But they're still like good figures. Like they work. Like this Shredder is pretty okay. I'll have to see like kind of like action wise what he can really do, because probably playability is not really that much, but he stands there and he looks great. He looks cool. And then the Splinter is awesome. Love the sculpt. Loved everything that's going on here. All the upgrades. Even though it's not really too accurate to the actual toy, it's fine. It looks great. And then, of course, all four of the turtles. I think my favorite, it's probably got to be Raphael. I think it's Raphael. I think that he comes out of the park perfect. I think it's the color that he's always needed to be, and I love his size. I think are just the best that they've ever looked. He looks great. Looks awesome. So yeah, I think we will call it good. So yeah. So y'all have a good one. Have a good night. Be sure to like this stream, this VOD, this video. Go check out the rest of the content. Have new videos showing off the Playmates the Ray Fillet figure. Pretty cool. It's a nice little dude there. A dude there. And then expect shorts tomorrow. Hopefully, if I remember to post of these guys. So yeah. Oh, and also be sure to comment on what you want to see here on the channel. As always, subscribe as well. Just need to have that just out there. It's like, come on, subscribe. Because I do want to try to maybe get to like 500 subscribers by the end of the year. I think that's something that we can do. I think that would be pretty cool. We're almost like 300 now, so it's gonna be crazy. So yeah. I think anything else? Oh yeah. Be sure to check out the Instagram where there's gonna be more pictures, hopefully sooner than later. So yeah. I think I'll see y'all next week. Thank you for joining me for those who have, even though, kind of in the beginning it was a little bit, it was like, oh, what's going on? But we're here. We're doing our thing. We had fun. I had a great time talking with y'all. So yeah, be safe, do good, be you, and I'll see y'all next time. Goodbye.